All right, week 4 recap. We did all right. We didn't do great. There were some unpredictable games, so let's fire this off here. We did take the Cowboys over the Giants, and as I predicted, it was going to be a close game. Malik Neighbors looked amazing. Let's hop into the box score. Malik Neighbors looked amazing. Rico Dowdle, Dallas needs to do something about their run game. This is a problem. It was great to see Jake Ferguson, 7 catches, 49 yards. He didn't get a touchdown or anything, didn't do anything crazy, but it's good to see him get into the mix. Malik Neighbors is probably going to be Offensive Rookie of the Year at this rate. He's looking incredible. Wan'Dale Robinson also, like, this is crazy. 12 receptions, 11 receptions. Like, these guys, like, almost 30 targets between the two of them is nuts. Singletary is... he ain't that guy. But good game. We picked Dallas. We're golden there. Minnesota. All right, this game, I love that Minnesota won. I hate that, like, we gave up a 28-point lead. Like, that should not have happened. Like, Jordan Love, all of a sudden, like, we just turned into the classic Minnesota Vikings in the second half. We're not moving the ball. We tried to coast. We took our foot off the gas. It's a fucking huge mistake every time. I hope Minnesota learns from this because they damn near came back. With Jordan Love in, Jaden Reed is a monster. He is an absolute monster. And this was interesting. It was interesting to see Wicks get as much. Hold on 1 second, chat. I'm sorry. Wicks got a lot of work, but I know a lot of people were high on him in the offseason. I was not. I'm bigger on Romeo Dobbs. What the hell? Dang it. Sorry. God bless me. All right. And it was great to see Jordan Addison come back. That was a huge, huge piece that Minnesota was missing. Huge for us. Beautiful game. Minnesota comes away with the dub regardless. We are 4-0. Saints and ATL. This was a close game. This was I took ATL in this game. I don't know what happened with Bijan here. Like, I don't know why Algiers out snapping him. That should not happen. Mooney did all right. I expected Mooney to do a little bit better than he did. But I mean, he dropped 3 of his targets. So Shaheed showed back up, 8 receptions, 11 yards. That's huge. Or on 11 targets. Yeah, it was nice to see Shaheed show back up. This was a close game. This just kind of shows you that, like, you know, Kamara still, 19 carries, 77 yards. He had 7 receptions for 42 yards. Like, they're trying to run this offense through him. I don't know that New Orleans has it. Because Atlanta didn't play, like, outrageously well. And it's time to, like, I want to believe in Kyle Pitts, but it's time to panic on Kyle Pitts. Yeah, like this, yeah. I just don't know that New Orleans has it because, I mean, Atlanta beat them, and like I said, Atlanta did not play outrageously well, but we did call that game properly. This game, man, I don't know what happened here. Because this dude's terrible. Like, I know, like, this looks pretty good, and they limited his throwing. DeAndre Swift heard everybody talking shit, apparently, because this dude showed up. Like, 16 carries, 93 yards, and a tutty. Plus, he was their leader in receptions. Like, DeAndre Swift 100% just carried Chicago. Like, all of Caleb Williams' wins thus far, because what are they, 2-2? Yeah, 2-2. So, his first win, their defense carried them 100%. And then, in this one, DeAndre Swift literally carried him to victory. And the defense. Kyron Williams continues to do Kyron Williams things. The Rams are an underrated team. Like, Stafford still played well. 20 for 29. Like, he threw a pick. Like, this is killing them. The receiving core is killing them. They just don't have the stuff to get it done with Puka and Cooper Kupp out. So, we were wrong here. So, that, makes us 1, 2, 3, 3-1 right now. We were also wrong in the next couple, unfortunately, which is going to bring us to, like, 3-3, but Colts and the Steelers. So if Anthony Richardson continues to play in this game, I think Pittsburgh wins. But because they brought in Joe Flacco, who's not afraid to throw the ball and air it out and, like, just get it going, he's a great veteran QB. I love Joe Flacco. like this opened it up. Like then Jonathan Taylor can run, and he utilized Michael Pittman, man. Like Pittman is a must start if Anthony Richardson misses time. Like if Joe Flacco is in here, he's throwing to this man. And like him and Josh Downs, they become incredibly relevant with Joe Flacco in there. Pittsburgh looked good. I don't know what was going on with Pittsburgh's defense. They did not play up to Pittsburgh defense standards. I don't know what was happening with that. Pittsburgh struggled to move this ball. They struggled to run it. It was good to see George Pickens and Pat Freiermuth like kind of start to tear it up. Najee just could not run this ball. Pittsburgh got in a weird position where they couldn't run the ball and just play good defense, and that's how they win. And then they had to kind of fall onto the arm of Justin Fields, which is a little bit scary. But dude balled out, right? Like 312 yards, touchdown. He didn't throw a pick. 104 passer rating. Like I'll take it. So I didn't expect Anthony Richardson to go down and them to bring in Joe Flacco. So that was this game right here. I was wrong on this game, so that makes us 3-3 on the day. Ugh, that's not good. What happened to Aaron Rodgers? He looked so good in primetime, and like now you're gonna go play this Denver team that's not good. This dude won. Look at he 60 yards passing and a touchdown, and this motherfucker won the game. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to the Jets defense. I don't know what happened to the Jets offense. Like, Breece Hall, 10 carries for 4 yards. Is this a joke? Denver's not that good. So, I don't know what happened here. This was a mess. Jets need to figure this out. I don't know if it was their play calling or what got away from them, because this shouldn't have happened. Especially if you held their quarterback to 60 yards. Like, that's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Eagles and Bucks. All right, we did call this game. I said Baker Mayfield was going to bounce back and have a big game, and I'll be damned if he didn't. Almost 350 yards, 2 touchdowns. He looked amazing. Bucky Irving is going to take over as the starter here. Like, it's just a matter of time. Hold on. But we like that. Who doesn't like the name Bucky Irving? What a name. Dude, Jalen. Like, I'm sorry, I still have a cold. He's struggling, man. Like, and to be fair, I will say, he did not have his receivers, right? Like, Brown, obviously you can see Brown did not play. Devonta Smith did not play. Like, he was lacking a lot of weapons here. Like, that being said, like, Dallas Goedert and Barkley tried to do what they could do. So, I mean, there is a small piece of this that's a little bit fluky in the sense that, like, Tampa's a no-joke team. They have a good offense. They got a decent defense. And Philly was missing some very key components. But, it was great. And Mike Evans, my man, welcome back. Going for 8 receptions, 94 yards, and just putting it up right here, getting the tutty. Chris Godwin's continuing to do Chris Godwin things. Like, Chris Godwin coming out of the slot is just, it's almost like a cheat code. Like, he's going to continue to produce all year until he plays against just some kind of a bomb-ass nickel corner. And, I mean, they have Cooper DeJean, and I didn't watch this game, so. But, as a whole, we did pick the Bucks, so. Oh, man, this game, too. All right, this game, Panthers started out slow. They did. They did. I'm not going to take anything away from Cincinnati. This is my son's team. Shout out to him. Cincinnati did their thing here. Like, Joey B is starting to show up. Like, this is the Joe Burrow we know. This is something that I thought was going to happen coming out of the preseason, that Chase Brown by maybe week 8 was going to take over for Zach Moss, and he's producing right now. So, like, we're already seeing it. Just kind of like the Bucky Irving thing. Same thing. Like, eventually Chase Brown's just going to take over. Jamar Chase's touchdown was ridiculous. He broke like 4 tackles. It was ridiculous. On the Carolina side, but Andy Dalton, the old red rifle, did try to bounce back in this and try to bring it back. As long as Andy Dalton's playing, Chuba Hubbard, Deontay Johnson, like, these players are going to produce. he is no different than a Joe Flacco stepping in. Like, he's just going to air this shit out, which is going to open up the run. Deontay Johnson 8. And as I stated in the my prior video where, like, I was making these predictions, I said I didn't know, like, if it was going to be Xavier or Jonathan who was going to benefit from him stepping in here. It looks like Xavier really stepped up. He got his first tutty, so congratulations to them. But Deontay Johnson, Xavier Leggett, and it could be one of those things that Xavier and Jonathan go back and forth, where it's kind of a swap out until Thielen comes back. But until then, like, Deontay Johnson, Chuba Hubbard, Andy Dalton, like, they're going to produce together. But shout out to my kid. Congratulations on Cincinnati getting their first W. So that makes us what? 4-4. All right, well, we're 50-50. We did take the Texans over Jacksonville, and again, Jacksonville just doesn't have it. And, like, I saw a post about Doug Peterson basically saying, like, well, I can't go out there and make the plays. Like, any coach that's not willing to take part of, like, the blame for being 0-4, like, that's just a bad coach. Like, that dude needs to just go. He's not doing any of these guys favors. Brian Thomas continues to produce, though. He is a monster. I love him. I regret actually not drafting him and picking somebody else over him. CJ Stroud, I mean, I expected this. I expected CJ Stroud to have a huge game. Coming out of that Minnesota game, like, Stroud was upset. Like, he got spanked by the Vikings. So to see him come out and throw for like 350, 2 touchdowns, like, Nico Collins, who had a huge downer week against Minnesota, like, to bounce back, like, this was very predictable. So, and again, Cam Akers, although didn't play outrageously well, he did average 4 yards a carry, which isn't too bad. He will continue to get fed as long as Mixon's out. This game, dude, fucking the Cardinals and the Commanders, like, this game was, what happened, Arizona? Like, is Washington really that? Like, am I sleeping on this man? I have to be. Like, this is back-to-back weeks as this man just showed the fuck up and wins the game. And this is amazing. Like, 26 for 30, 233 yards. Like, this is solid. That is a ridiculous number. B-Rob showed up. I have no idea who this fucking dude is. I don't. I saw his name start popping up, and I was like, who the fuck is that? But either way, I want to say I don't buy into this. Like, I don't want to, but we're gonna have to put him on kind of like a watch list. Like, Washington might have something cooking over here, because, like, there's really no reason Arizona should have lost this game. Like, Marvin Harrison looked so good coming out, and then it's like he just gets draped, and then you're running the ball effectively, so, like, passing should have worked. So I don't know what happened between Kyler Murray and his receivers, but, like, this can't happen. Like, Washington has one of the worst secondaries in the league. You should have passed for, like, almost 300 yards. That being said, low-key, Michael Wilson, as long as Trey McBride is out, he is definitely a target. He's going to get more targets with no Trey McBride. Okay. The Patriots, Niners, I didn't give an explanation on this, but it was very obvious that the Niners were going to win this fucking game, which they did. If they can't get Ramondre going, like, they're okay, your top 2 of your 3 receivers are running backs. Like, that's a real problem in the team. Just saying. But San Francisco looked good. Jordan Mason continues to produce. Like, there's, like, as much as people who have McCaffrey might not want to hear this, they're going to continue to hold out McCaffrey because there's just no reason to rush him back with Jordan Mason averaging like 100 yards a game. Like, there's just no purpose in rushing him back. And then, like, I don't know what's going on with Brandon Ayuk. Like, that dude's just not producing. Juwan Jennings coming out of nowhere and still producing is pretty huge. Debo, he did okay. He didn't look 100. Like, I think they could have maybe let him rest one more game, especially considering they were playing the Patriots. But, sorry. this this was no shock at all. Which brings the Chiefs and the Chargers. The Chargers looked good. Oh, this is the wrong one. Hold on, wait a minute. Browns and the Raiders. I picked the Raiders merely just because they were at home. That is the only reason. I did watch a couple highlights from this. This game was awful. Like, this game was terrible. Like, it was just bad. Like, they're all just mid. This is just amateur hour at its finest sitting around here. Like, they need to get this man the ball, like, far more. And I just like, these are this ain't it. And Cleveland needs to move on from this, man. They need to just move the hell on. There is somebody else out there that can probably do this, but it ain't him. But we did take the Raiders, so that puts us at probably even, but I don't know. 1, 2, 3. That's 3 and 3, 4 and 4, 5 and 5. Puts us at 7 and 5, but we are going to be at 7 and 7 by the end of this, unfortunately. So we went 50-50 on it. We'll see how the games tonight come out. Chiefs and the Chargers. Dude, I thought the Chargers had this. I really did. Mahomes didn't look great. And he's looked off. Their whole offense has looked off. Kareem Hunt, however, is a must-add. Must-add. Like, this dude knows how to work in an Andy Reid offense. He works. And he looked just fine. It's why you didn't see Carson Steele out there. You didn't see P. Ryan. You saw Kareem Hunt. And really, both these guys become irrelevant with Kareem Hunt out there because that dude not only can run, he can catch. So that's about to make these two irrelevant. Kareem Hunt is the man to have. Herbert looked good. He is still banged up. You can absolutely tell he struggled to be mobile. They need to figure out how to get J.K. Sorry. They need to figure out how to get J.K. Dobbins going again. Ladd McConkey's touchdown was ridiculous. It was such a good catch and an even better throw. Teams also need to quit bringing these fucking wide receivers into the backfield. Like, just stop. Just use your running backs, please. Travis Kelce did show up in the first half. He looked good, and then he kind of just fell off because I think he only went I think he had one catch for like 12 yards in the second half. I could be wrong there, but I thought they had this. They kind of gave this away. They could have played more aggressively. They ran the ball a few times when I felt like they shouldn't have. They should have tried to be a little bit more aggressive with the pass. I understand that Herbert's banged up and your offense line was really struggling. Chris Jones was a problem. Chris Jones is a fucking problem, which is not new news. Like, he is arguably the best D-tackle in the game, and they were also missing Derwin James and Joey Bosa, so they were missing kind of their pass rushing duo here. So, but we were wrong. Kansas City pulls it out, remains 4-0. This game, man, I don't know what happened to Buffalo. I really don't. Like, this was shocking to me. I don't know. Like, they were running the ball so well and doing things so well, and Baltimore's not. They're okay, right? Like, they're solid for sure. They'll be in the playoffs, but like, they're not a juggernaut by any means. Oh, sorry guys. But I mean, this man is good fucking Lord. It was. I like Derrick Henry, so like, to see him show up and do Justice Hill. I called this way early season that Justice Hill is just this reception check down monster. You seen it right there. I don't know what happened with Buffalo. I don't know if their play calling was off. I don't know if somebody was just not feeling this. I don't know. Keon Coleman, it was nice to see him try to get incorporated because I've been questioning for weeks, why did they even draft this man? If you're not going to have him in your lineup, why bother? Just looking at this, like, they did not give James Cook the ball enough here. Like, whether you're checking it down or throwing the screen pass or something, like, you guys need to get James Cook going. He is such an essential part of, like, why you won those first 3 games. You need to feed him. So, congrats to Baltimore for handing out an absolute ass whooping. But I still believe Buffalo is probably second best team in the league right now. I stand behind that. I don't know what happened with their defense. I don't know why Baltimore just fucking ran them over. I will say it is massively time to worry about Mark Andrews. This dude is irrelevant. Like, sorry, he just is. Like, I'm not saying Isaiah Likely's the fix for that, but like he is not. I don't know if he is sick, hurt, or fat. I don't know. I don't know what happened to him, but like, or if Lamar got in a fight with him. I don't know. But this man is not getting fed, and he's not getting open. He's not, like, he's splitting time with it Likely. Like, I don't know. I don't know, guys. So that is our recap. We went 7-7. Wasn't our best run. There were like I said, there were a handful of games in there that were a little bit unpredictable. But we bounced back. I know we picked the Titans and Detroit. So we will see if we can come out at the very least 9-7 on the week. We will follow up with you guys tomorrow.